Hi, good morning. We'll have a eggplant training demo. It's about me having total 9+ ID experience, and on top of that, automation testing. I have 6+ years of automation testing. Eggplant experience. I have 3+ years specifically on the eggplant, and the automation tool which I know is UFT. It's Unified Functional Tool. It is from HP side. So earlier it was QTP, but now like they have changed to the UFT. Then Auto IT, it's a window-based tool. Through by using that, you can automate your window application and eggplant. So the scripting, which I know, VB scripting, UFT scripting, and the SenseTalk script. So SenseTalk script actually we use the eggplant. So that's what. And the performance testing tool, I know about load runner, JMeter, and eggplant performance tool. So basically, eggplant they have performance tool as well, and the architecture is almost similar to the load runner. And the Postman and the API testing, I have used Postman, SOAP UI, and the eggplant API. So eggplant does provide us to do perform the API testing as well. So let's move to the So today agenda we'll just gonna introduce what is eggplant and the benefits of using eggplant and the market competency of the eggplant. So basically, we most important point is market competency because we need to see about the future also. So I'm gonna elaborate that as well. So what is eggplant? So eggplant is basically a tool which we use for the automation, and it has a unique approach like OCR, optical character recognition, and the image-based approach for doing any testing. So here, eggplant we say as a GUI automation tool. So GUI in a sense, graphical user representation, and GUI like you might have been heard of some other tool as well like there is a GUI automation tool, but those tools like UTP, UFT, RTF, PTF, these tools are basically work on based on the properties value. Like Selenium, if you might have worked on the web, we will be working with the web elements. But eggplant here, it it checks it it tests what it sees. So basically, what we are seeing, it will test that particular thing. So it use that uh, OCR and image approach. So that is the best part and the benefit like using a eggplant. So basically, if you're using the eggplant, you can automate anything. You can automate a window, web, mobile, APIs, mainframes. You can automate all of those. And the marketing competency, that is the most like best advantage here. So they have already taken a patent for that, OCR and image. We have a similar kind of application, one more competitor, Test Magic, but their algorithm is bit slow. So whatever technology they are using compared to Eggplant, it is faster compared to the Test Magic. And since they have already taken a patent, so you won't be seeing that that based like OCR based or image approach. You won't be able to see in the current market. And though UFT provide inside recording and inside scripting, but that is it's very limited. So suppose that image, if it's blurred or because of some resolution, so UFT and all, it might fail, but in eggplant, it will try to adjust its discrepancy and tolerance, and then it will try to try to read that particular image. So it's a very best thing to use it. And currently, 200+ company is using that eggplant. And the main the soup like most of the companies like Cerner, then NASA, then we like Cerner is actually a US third insurance company. They are already using it. NASA is already using it, and there's so many companies. Even our company is also using that. And so course curriculum, this is all about. So first session would be like introduction to the eggplant. So here, eggplant overview, then again benefit, why should we use it, and how the installation part. happens. So installation contains SUT. So basically SUT is system under test. So to like it's not like any other traditional tool. So if you're using an eggplant, so you should be having two systems. One system you will be installing eggplant, and through a remote desktop, remote connection, you'll be connecting to the other system. So there are several ways to create that. Like you can either use VMware, you can use it in like any virtual machine, any virtual machine you can build it, or you can deploy the OS instance in server also. So that part your ID team will take care. You don't have to worry about it. So but just try just remember this logic. Eggplant, it's work on the two system basis. So one where the eggplant is installed and you'll be scripting, and the one system where your application will be there. So these two system is main important. And the architecture again, that SUT connection, mobile connection, then framework. So yeah, mobile connection. So for example, if I wanted to do with Android testing, so I'll be using Android simulator. Through Android, I'll be using the Android Studio software, and there I can create the simulator. And through Eggplant, I can connect. So that can happen in the same system, since we have already launched the simulator. So that can be done. But for the window web testing, we required other system. And here we can see the web driver. So Eggplant also provide a web driver, Selenium web driver as well. So you can use that, but they don't give any support for that. So and we are like again that WebDriver basically works based on the web elements, but we are mainly looking for the GUI perspective. And the framework structure. So this in the later session will have this how to create a framework, and we can include there are various frameworks available in the market. So we can use, generally we go for the hybrid, and which is combination of data driven, modular driven. So these are the two important parts. And yep, then scripting. So basically eggplant scripting, it's take a bit time, and it's also depend on you how you're grabbing those, and uh, how you're practicing. So scripting, if you won't practice, even if I'll explain, you might forget those things. So as we know, like if a practice make man perfect, so you have to do that, so that you will be knowing those commands. Those are important, and it's completely depend on how you're grabbing it. And the eggplant handler, so basically programming language or tool, we know about the functions. So but eggplant, we it has a provision to create function. So but it also provide like to create handler. So handler is basically similar to as function. So there's a to handler and on handler. So the bunch of code which we're gonna reuse it, so that we call as a handler. Same thing as a function. So function and to handler or both are almost same, but to handler is a little faster than compared to function. So the amount of code which function is executing a little faster, handler will execute. And on handler, basically it won't return any value. So it's we use like to execute some subroutine. Subroutine in a sense, like if I have certain code which does not return any value, but that step has to execute. For example, you can say, so there is, as soon as I'm logging to the browser, launching a browser, so and I'm navigating to the particular URL. Now the pop-up appears, allow location. So you can write on handler that close any pop-up appears, close it. That is called as a subroutine kind. And the moreover, this is the main important master script explanation. Once you are done with the scripting, so we need to run it. So master script basically for the batch execution. And here one more thing, like so we cannot perform parallel execution. We have to go for the batch wise. So one script executed, then it will go for the second script. So that is the part. And the initial script, cleanup script. So these two are the basic mm, script contains. Initial script basically to we can use it like to connect to the SUT and launch a browser, navigate to the application homepage. or if it's a window application, connect to the SUT, launch the window application. So that too we can have it. We can keep in the initial script. Cleanup script basically we use like if suppose anything, some uncertain error, or suppose my pass script got failed. So I need to run the cleanup script, which will reconnect, and it will clear some the like it will clear some variables. The next part is like automation tip and tricks. So basically here I'll be also telling you the best practice of using OCR and image based. So basically image we should not use all the time, because if resolution changes, or because of DPI issue, so that might not your script might not work in some other script, some other person system. So for that, there are tricks like we should be going for the OCR itself. So OCR does not depend on any colors, or if the value is there. Like for example, here I wanted to see that eggplant topic. So I'll use log image found text topic. So it will check topic here. No matter of what, it will search, and it will also check for this topic also, this and this, because there are two topics are there. So it will try to search the combinations. So that's what that OCR does. So, and the color does not depend on the color, but if you capture this image, and if this background color change, so your image will like, if you re-execute, then that will fail. Now here the helper suite. So basically helper suite, eggplant giving privilege to use it. So here we'll be adding all the handlers functions in the helper suite. So helper suite is basically we keep for the so that every person, it's common. The all the team member, they can use it, they can update them, or their handlers. We can also use their handler as well. So that's the reason for using helper suite. Then version control tool. So many of the actually as eggplant support to Git and Subversion. So it's depend on your organization how you are using it. Because we have also used the TFS. So TFS eggplant is not linked together, but code and all we used to keep in our Team Foundation server. So that depends what repository you're using. So and the scripting is basically it's notepad file, so you don't have to like worry at all. It work with any of the version control tool. But yeah, if you have a Git on Subversion, so from eggplant itself you can do the commit or push pull get latest. You can perform that. So that is the one advantage is there. But there is a certain like, yeah, that's the advantage for having Git or Subversion. So now training in the duration would go for 20 22 hours. And again, that depends on you how you guys are grabbing it. So we'll be having all the like questionnaires, well, training. So based on your performance, we can derive it like. So here, this course will include like a plant automation framework setup. So I'll be also providing you like how to do the plant framework setup, or I'll be sharing you some documents as well. Then testing web and window application. So here I'll be covering that window and web application. And yeah, after this training, you'll be like expert level training. So you need to practice a lot. And I'll also give you like software practice software that will be a trial basis. I'll give you the example of live projects which we are working on. Not exactly the same, but somewhat similar, where you can see and you can try it out. And yeah, most important interview questions. So I'll be having, we are also asking those questions in the session also, and I'll be also giving you the answers so that you should understand properly, because I need to check as well. So whatever I have delivered, whether you guys have grabbed or not. So this is also the quite a good topic, eggplant training in the market. So if you go to others, definitely they'll give you the knowledge, but that would be theory based, and you won't get any practical exposure of the eggplant tool, and they won't provide you the real time solution. So real time solution, it means Like if you are facing a problem, so if you're faced like what kind of problem we are facing in the real time, so that many people they won't be telling you, because some of the people they might not use that efficiently. But I have already in my past organization, I have already created the framework setup, and I know like what are the thing, what are the problem we face in initial days. Then again, the real time framework setup, that is also a bit challenge, but we have already done it, and quite efficiently we have done it. And here, so once you are done with the training course, so we'll be providing you the certification as well, which will be stating that your eggplant like certified. So some extra topic, random topic, which I'll be also covering, though it is like generally it won't be a part of it, but I want to cover that as well. So basically the mail configuration. So mail configuration, like we can make our master script. So after execution, send a report to the respective stakeholders. So for that, mail configuration required. Sometimes it's many of the organization it's a straightforward, but some organization because of the security concern, so they use their own SMTP config. So we need to use that configuration to trigger the mail. And the Git integration, yeah, that Git integration I'll be also telling you, and you can also create big bucket repository, and there you can use it. And the ODBC connection, yeah, this is basically ba- by using ODBC we can connect to the any of the database, Oracle, SQL, you can connect. So to connect the database, ODBC connection is required. And the cloud connection setup. So basically, here I'll be telling you the logic like how to connect to the cloud. So suppose in your organization they have already created cloud and they have set up all the SUTs there, or suppose you need to test mobile, especially iPhone, for example, iOS, because Android you can test it in window. So if you don't have a Mac operating system, so in those scenario you may be needing this cloud. So that time you can use it, cloud, and I'll be telling you like how to connect based on the host and username and password. So those are additional. And the project will be demonstrating it's in a window and the browser based application. So basically for eggplant, a window and browser both are, there's no much difference. It's considered as the same. So because as remote desktop, whatever you launch, eggplant can like it can do the automation for those things. Yeah, and this is a lab setup. So lab setup, in a sense, training. So here there's a prerequisite, as I already conveyed. So Hyper-V is required. So if you're using Windows 10 and Windows 10, not Home Basic, not Professional, Enterpriser or Ultimate. So if Enterpriser or Ultimate you have, you can. They used to give Hyper-V inbuilt. So there you just need to enable Hyper-V, install one instance, and you can use it. And or else you can use VMware. You just install the VMware and install create one virtual machine. So installing, this is the system requirement, you can install it. And the processor 2 GB or faster, and the RAM, try to keep not use 4 or 8 GB. 8 GB it's normal, but if you keep more it will be more smoother. So 8 GB it work, even it's work on a 4 GB also, but it will be keep saying not responding and all. So that we need to like we do, whenever we are writing and meanwhile the client says not responding, so it's kind of irritating. So just try to have those config. And the mock interview. So during training, we'll be having this mock interview questions, and uh, all the real times, like how, if you want, like we can have also the interview session as well, like how to, what kind of question we ask in an interview. And we really struggle in this current organization. We don't even get that eggplant resources. So we are hiring some, like, a Selenium guy, and we are training them too. just work in eggplant. So it's better, like job opportunity is huge if you know the eggplant. So we have a lot of like in market there is so many requirement. So again, like if you have any doubts related to the training, you can connect with people, and for more information, you can also drop an email to them, for the regarding course timing and subjects, resource location and all. So let's jump on the technology part. That's unique function. So this is how a plant function looks. This is a script window, and since this is the Android mobile, so using Android Studio, I can create multiple simulator and I can use it. So this is the one Motorola device, Samsung device. So I can write the script in such a way that which would work in both. This will eradicate this compatibility issue problem. So that is pretty good to use it. Now, for example, here, if this Samsung, I have written a code to select this, and if I'll run the same code in Motorola, so it would fail. So I need to use some logic like a scroll, then search. Those logic we need to use it here, and which I have conveyed two system models. So two system basically, one where eggplant is installed, and this is another is like systems. So we can install the eggplant in Mac, Windows, Linux. So the application software we can install any among any of those, and those will be connecting to the this as a remote virtual desktop or physical system. This this is mobile tab. Even I can connect mobile as well through USB cable, and this is like again laptop so laptop or like whatever the window instance you can connect it. And this is actually it is server also. If it's server also it will work. So laptop also through IP address we can configure. And this is about mobile. So mobile also we can connect it. So generally we create using simulator, and you can we can also add hardware device also. But sometime having hardware device, multiple hardware device, it is like uh, very expensive, or maintaining those is quite expensive. So rather we used to create simulators. So Android Studio, it's a free, and we can install like all the latest or older Android simulators. It's based on any company. Yeah. And this car, you can see it's like mainframe also. So it's not actually it will drive a car. If automatic car is there, that's we can use it. So it's some basically mainframes. So eggplant is also can able to automate mainframe also. Don't consider that car it will able to drive the car, but yeah, if that is automated, then it can do that. So basically, it's trying to say as a mainframes. Yeah, this is a system overview. So you can see the eggplant functional. I have like scripting here, ID and all it's installed here, and this is the RDP connection. So either you can have this another system, server, anything, and the mobile. So you can directly connect the mobile, or you can create a simulator inside that. For mobile, we need Android gateway or iOS gateway to install it, like to connect it. So simulator, once you created an Android simulator, so you need to have the Android gateway, so it will try to connect. Then through eggplant functional, you can connect that device, and the Android gateway, you can able to connect your mobile as well, hardware device. Wanted to do the automation for iPhones, iOS. So in that case, you need to have you should be using that Mac operating system. So through Mac, you can download their code. You can install Xcode, and you can create simulator like any sim 11, 12, 10, and you can work. So to deal with iOS, we required a Mac operating system because their policies and securities are pretty high. So they don't allow like it's not open source, so that's the main reason. Technology agnostic, so I said like it's in three Linux, window or Mac, we can install it anywhere, either Wi-Fi or USB cable or your RJ232 LAN cable. So that is not a problem. You can this many function technology, you can use it as a scripting part. And here the main part, so it does not depend on the what technology you're using. It does not depend on the what which browser. It will work for the all the browsers, and it will work for the all the platforms like uh, Mac, Window, Linux, iOS, iPhones, BlackBerry, and mainframes. So it's not updated here. Here the phone tab, then desktop servers, then the mainframes. So any device. So like no laptop, point of sale. That's what it comes under the mainframe. Then mobile servers. This again, it's not going to drive a car, but if you have, we can if it's like fully automated based on the software commands, so we can use that in a simulator, not in actual environment. Now vending machines, so this comes under the mainframes, and this wearable watch also, so we can also connect wearables, and we can also do the automation. This also comes in the mainframes. Then your UAV, so it's, I don't know, it's drone, so we have not tried yet. Yeah, so this is like all the details, how connection, how we used to connect. Like now this is how the window view and this mobile, like once it's got connected, so when we connect to the remote desktop, so can able to see this how Windows system shows. And this is the Android. Once you connect through the connection list, it will show like this. So connection list, this is VNC and the RDP. So this is RDP connection, this is VNC. Now you can see this is just for full list. If you click this, now if you click, then it will zoom. If you click, then it will zoom out. And the live mode, so live mode basically you can operate how you are operating a phone. So you can tap it, you can use it, like you can open anything in, you can actually work in mobile as normally what you are doing in simulator. And the capture mode, so here their screen will be freezed, and you can capture the images, or if you want to, like say create a rectangle, you can create rectangle also. So basically here, so it's in a capture mode. You can see this red plus, this is we call as a hotspot. So if I'll capture any certain image and the hotspot is giving center, so means when we are using an image, like click on the image, so it will click on the center of the particular image. And even I can capture image, and I can keep the hotspot little further. That depends. I If I have selected this Skype, I have captured Skype, but I have given the hotspot just above. So it will look for the Skype, and it will try to click the above. So hotspot plays the important role. And this is find text bar. So suppose here these are text, so you can just open and you can just search, like for example Chrome, so it will Skype, so it's sorry Chrome, so it will highlight this part. So you can just use that. If it's not, then you need to add some more parameters, like a properties value, so it will filter like DPI, low resolution modes, those things we need to add it by selecting, then it will show. And the suite window, so this is where we'll be writing the script. This is how it's looked like. Here all the scripting, here all the whatever the image you capture, it will be saving here. Then tables, so basically we don't use tables. So here it's a script list, like if you don't want to uh, type the script, so you can use in a table format, but actually generally we don't use that. Now features, so if you have used gherkin features, so we can write it some gherkin feature as a logic as a gherkin features. And API test, we want to create some of the APIs, we can also have it here. And once you do the execution, so result will be storing here. And the schedule, basically you can schedule it for the execution, you can keep, and you can add the times and all. But from 20.2 version, like on 11th they have released their 21.2. So in that they have removed schedulers, because that we actually don't use scheduler. We either use master script or we use Jenkins for execution. And the resource file, so what is the data or environment variable, like Excel, CSV, Notepad, JSON files. So we'll be keeping here for the reference. Basic scripting. This is where you can find the eggplant. You can download it. Yes. And eggplant also gave a basic tutorial as you to just to have a little view on that. Yeah. So that's all about the demo. Yeah. So thanks for joining, and we'll see you.